All right. Welcome to the Bible study, part 2. All right. Bible study, part 2. All right. In part 1, we stopped at Genesis chapter 1, verse 2a. All right. Verse 2a. So now let us talk about the continuation from verse 2b. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2b. We will continue there. And maybe we touch part 3. We'll touch verse 3. I don't know, depending on how long the explanation will be. So let us handle verse 2b. All right. So now, what is verse 2b said? Listen, Genesis chapter 1, verse 2b. All right. Now, the verse 2a said. Remember, in the initial video, the verse 2a said, "The earth was formless and desolate." And we had explained that in verse 2a. Now, continuation, which is verse 2b, said, "The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the Spirit of God was moving over the water." Did you get that? Let me drop the Bible so that we talk. Verse 2b said, "The raging ocean was covered in total darkness, and the Spirit of God was moving around on the surface of the water." The raging ocean. Please, I told you we're going to study this Bible, word by word. We're not going to rush. We're not going to jump. We will explain things word by word. Please, that raging ocean, let's talk about it. What is raging ocean? All right, take your dictionary or you Google it. The meaning of raging. Raging means active. When something is active, very, very active. Not when they use that word raging, it means it's not just active. It's very, very actively hot. Something is very hot. It's moving. It's active. It's working. It's working with almost with power, with strength. Are you getting it? So it's raging. Have you seen a big flood, a heavy flood moving? The speed with which a flood is moving cars, the flood can move house. It can with the full force. Have you seen a wind that can pull houses? A wind, that is raging. It's in the full force. It's moving. It was walking with the hot blood. So, and the Bible says the raging ocean. That's the water that will fill the earth. He said the God met water. The earth was filled with water. He said this water is called ocean. And the ocean was raging. Now, what am I saying here? It says that the earth was desolate. That means it was empty. It was null. It was no noise. Nothing was going on. Nothing. It was quiet. Meow. It was so quiet, like he said the Bible, the Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and 2a said that the earth, when God created heaven and earth, the earth was quiet, it was desolate, it was nothing was going on, it was just and he said that he met water, and now he said that the water is a raging ocean. Please, I want to explain something to you. There is a confusion in that statement. How can the Bible tell you that the earth was quiet, silent, desolate, and everything, and still tell you that there is a raging ocean? So, if the ocean is raging, it means there was an activity before the creation. That's what I'm trying to say. It means there was an activity. There was something going on earth. It was not desolate. It was not quiet. The ocean was raging. It was moving with a full force. There was ocean tide and current, a high current of the sea. Current, if you have gone to beach, the way the water flows and hitting one corner and throwing up and coming down, it means there was an activity on earth. That is the meaning of that English. There was an activity because there was something happening to make that ocean to rage, to make that current, that water, sea current to be coming up. The tide and fall, the tide, the pushing of the water, hitting from one side to the other, rising up, coming down, shaking, moving. There was an activity. Something was making it to move. Let me give you an example. This is water. Let's say this is two ocean. All right. Now, this one, there is a water current here. This one is there's tide. It's moving. Do you know why it's moving? Because I am shaking it. I am shaking it with my hands. Something is making it to rage. Something is making it to flow, to move. There is motion. You understand? Now this one is quiet. See, this one is quiet because there's nothing shaking it. This is what we call desolate, silence. You understand? This one is totally quiet, means nothing is going on. But for this one to be moving, you see, something is there is a cause for it to rage. Something is shaking it. There's an activity somewhere that is making it to move. Activity of one thing or the other. That is the meaning of raging, the raging ocean. I'm trying to make a point. So there was an activity. That means something was going on before Genesis chapter 1. Something was going on. Because the sea was raging, the ocean was raging, it was shaking. There was an ocean current. That is one. Then two, let's come to, he said the ocean the raging ocean was covered with a darkness. He said that raging ocean that was flowing was covered with darkness. Remember, he said, and the earth was full of darkness. All right, and God commanded, let there be light, and light came. Now let us talk about that darkness. You see, if God was there, and he met water, and he also met darkness, and before he now commanded, let there be light, it means darkness was in existence before God came to create. I am trying to make point. Darkness was existing before light came. It means darkness is older than light. Trying to say something. He met darkness. There was darkness everywhere. So it means darkness was in existence. Darkness was there before light was created. Darkness has been existing. Because the Bible said God met it. The Spirit of God met darkness and water. The darkness covered the water. Before he now said, let there be light. Now, what am I trying to say? Now, I have a question on that. And before I ask that question, listen to this. See, for you to know, you understand? Darkness, I want you to understand this. For darkness to be existing before light came, it means sin was existing before good. It means Adam and Eve were not the people that brought sin. Because sin is darkness. Darkness was existing before even light was created. According to Genesis, it means sin was existing before even Adam and Eve. That is the truth there. This is what we call Bible study. Let us know something. What is this? I want to know all these things they are telling. What is the actual truth? There was darkness before light. Darkness was existing. In fact, darkness was not created. God didn't create darkness because he said he met darkness and water. Then he commanded. So God did not create darkness because he met water, he met darkness. He now said, okay, I command light to come so that darkness will give away. That's why darkness was there before he even came to create. So God did not create darkness. He only created light. So it means he met sin. Man did not cause sin. Snake did not cause sin. It caused sin. Adam and Eve did not bring sin. Sin was there. God met it. That is the explanation of Genesis chapter 1 verse 2b. So if you are reading Bible, study it. Study Bible. So now, if darkness was not created by God, if darkness is older than light, darkness has been there, God met darkness, it means there was somebody existing before God came. Who is that person? That's my question now. If darkness was there before God came to create, then who is that darkness? Because light is represented by somebody. He said, God is light. Alright? God is light. And then If God is light, who is darkness then? Because darkness was there before God came. God met the light met darkness. Light met darkness. So God met darkness. So God is now, and God is light. Then who is that darkness? Somebody was existing before creation. That person is darkness. That person represents darkness. Who is that person? And the person was existing with the ocean current. The ocean was flowing. There was activity controlled by that person called darkness before light finally came. And both of them had to agree before the light had to show. And let me tell you, let there be light is an agreement. They had to agree before they say let there be light. There was an agreement before that commandment came, because the Spirit of God was going around the water first, was going around. There was no place to stay as light. There was no place for him. They had to reach agreement before they command, say let there be light. The light had a space. I'm explaining this now. So the question is, who is that darkness? Who is that darkness representing? Who is that darkness that the Bible is not telling us? And what is causing the ocean currents and the raging before the creation? That's another question. You see, let's continue. Let's continue. And the Spirit of God was moving over the water. Then verse 3 says, then God commanded, let there be light. And light appeared. Okay? God was pleased with what he saw. Alright? Then he separated light from the darkness, and he named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came. That was the first day. So let me not talk much on this. We are still coming. Alright? So I want you to go for your research and investigation. Ask your pastors, ask your men of God, prophets, those who knows the scripture very well. I want to know, since God met darkness when he came, the light met darkness when he came, it means God did not create darkness. It was there, according to Genesis. God did not create darkness. It means sin was there before man came, before man was created. And the ocean was raging. Now, who is that darkness? Who was that darkness that God met? Who is that? If God represents light, then that darkness is represented by somebody. Who is that person? That is darkness. And again, what was the activity going on earth that was making the ocean to rage? And Bible said there was raging ocean, and it was desolate. How can it be? Alright? And I want to let you know something now. Do you know the reason why we have man, woman, boys, girls, good and bad, cold and hot, everything opposite, left and right, up and down? There are two things in life. Do you know what that thing is? It came from light and darkness. When light came, he met darkness, and both of them had agreement before they started creating the world. And two of them, they are two personality. They are called light and darkness. Are you getting me? They have answer common name. They decided to answer common name. And that common name, the answer is God. And in Hebrew, they call it Elohim. Elohim means more than one. That's, go and Google the meaning of Elohim. Google it. What is the meaning of Elohim? It means more than one. So, if you only read the Bible very well, you understand that there is no one God in the Bible. There are two. Read it very well. You discover there are two gods, not one. One is darkness. The other one is light. Both of them agreed to create. That is why everything in this life appear in two, according to the Bible. That is why you have light and darkness. There are two. We have left and right. There are two. We have man and woman. There are two. We have cold or hot. There are two. We have up and down. There are two. We have white and black. There are two. Study the Bible. This is the Bible study part 2. All right. In my next video, part 3. In part 3, you are going to hear more things. All right. More things are coming up. More things will unfold. We are going to know the truth. All right. And I told you, this Bible study is from Genesis to Revelation. We are not going to miss anything. We are going to study this Bible to understand something. All right. God bless you. See you in the Bible study part 3. I come in peace.